hands of Vin.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and he is good, especially when his job is to go for the pickoffs. But oof, Kadita.
This is scary. It's a full dive comp here for the side of Rebellion. RRQ opting to go for a more multi-dimensional level draft, but I really like that Edith pick. We saw back in the Bigatron Alpha versus Evo's match, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, no. It was Evo's Legends. Fanny, when he first got Fanny, opponent picked up the Edith, and Fanny was a non-factor. Every single time was popped up by the Onward, knocked up by the Earth Chatter, and the team was able to just obliterate him. And that's what RRQ are trying to do towards Jisa. Valdo instantly with the response, picking up the Kadita. It's a very intelligent draft from both of the teams. Who do you have it for? Scotty.
Personally, I feel like Rebellion has a more well-rounded draft here, Arashi, but I really want to hear your last thoughts after we jump into the portal for game number 3. Rebellion, and as well as RRQ HOSHI. Who you got? Ladies and gentlemen, spam it in the chats. Hashtag RRQ HOSHI or Dream Rebellion. We got a game in our hands.
Well, I was gonna say that Yve pick is just so strong in my opinion. Maybe I'm biased because I play Yve a lot, but against especially a Kadita and a Fanny, right? This is gonna be very difficult for him to actually withstand that kind of damage. So maybe he'll go for a more defensive itemization build. But I think due to that, the flexibility of RRQ might just give him the edge, provided the game doesn't get to that late game where Aldous will become a huge issue.
Well, in the early game, Rebellion Zion do want to go for this trade instantly. Oh my god, Jisa stepping in.
Okay, Albert is the target. Albert has no quad shadow, but Jisa somehow not confident enough to take the kill. Right now, Vin as well as Clay putting pressure. Take a look at the backside. Suelo taking a lot of damage from side of R7 RRQ. With the offense or Rebellion disengaging from that fight, but Jisa gets that lethal.
It's surprising that they didn't really commit for that. I thought for sure with Albert low, they would have just gone for the kill or perhaps just the orange buff. It seems like they're still doubting their plans here with the Fanny. Perhaps not. Perhaps they haven't really, molded this game plan. But you can see Skylar using this range advantage instantly in the early stage, freezing the wave with one cannon in toward that bottom side.
He leaves the cannon alive so that it will keep the wave stuck on his side, and just like that, the Kaja on Vin is already on the way to make this big gang happen.
Yeah, thankfully the Kaja is not level 4 yet. Divine Judgment is not active, but it is enough to zone away Biro. But Skylar as well as Vin here trying to somehow give pressure outside. Jisa is in the vicinity. Retribution will not be activated outside. Perhaps they want to commit, but I feel like it is just going to be a trade of skills.
Skylar just does so much, and Nibiru's passion almost takes Biro down. Oh my god, it's the top side though.
Dyron as well as Suelo 2v1. R7 will not be able to escape, but Clay is there for backup. I might be wrong. R7 with the flicker is able to escape. Dyron now is in a bit of a pickle. Tyron's revenge just for escape. Suelo, the positioning is somehow overextending. There you go, first blood for the side. What's Jisa gets a big kill. Now Clay gets Suelo, but it will be Val taking a kill on towards Vin. Albert finding compensation, pressuring this turtle.
Action happening all across the board. Rebellion were able to bait it out up until the turret Vin gets a good trade, but what just happened? Albert jumping in.
Watch Shadow, and as well as Shadow Kill is there. Val has no chance to escape. What an instinct there from the side of Albert. And RRQ now with somewhat of a slight lead. Rebellion Zion still in the game though.
Yep, can't say I'm surprised at this development. When both teams want to get control in the early game, you're gonna see more action than what the observer can actually adjust to. The Retribution battle is won by Jisa, I believe, in that situation. So it's gonna be very tough, especially later on, when both teams are trying to contest for objectives. The possibility of a Retribution steal will always be up in the air.
I'm trying to think of the early game, mid game, and late game right now. Rebellion Zion and RRQ HOSHI. For the side of Rebellion, I do think they will have the better late game with Aldous constantly just scaling and obviously that Lunox. But if RRQ can actually execute their game plan, dive the backside and CC lock down the Fanny, they will be able to win out in the team fights as well. So again, game number 1 came down to execution. 2, same thing. 3, literally just the same story.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I really feel like it's a bit like a switch, you know, because in the previous game, we saw that for the most part, RRQ HOSHI kept getting kited. And in this game, if RRQ HOSHI can kite Rebellion Zion, they have two very strong backline members. They have a Beatrix and a Yve, and they have all the crowd control in the world in the form of the Edith and the Kaja. If they can execute that game plan, go for the clean front-to-back team fights, I think they can win this in the late game even.
It's initial burst going up against consistent damage. That's basically it. So again, it's going to be the battle of executions here for Rebellion and RRQ HOSHI. Just on how they play the lanes up to the team fights, it's all going to be a skill matchup. And that's what I love. When the draft becomes a non-factor and they need to rely on their individual skills and skills as a team. Albert.
On point retribution, but outside here, Skylar takes a hefty amount of damage. Still alive though. But Turtle has spawned Jisa with the early initiation, but Vin and Clay already zoning, trying to give information what will happen here. Dyron already charging. Vin is alive. Oh my god, gets the rough wave. Vin will not be able to escape. Jisa claims the kill. Right now, Albert flanking, trying to catch Jisa. Shadow kill hasn't been popped. There you go, Shadow kill is there. Jisa will not be able to escape. Albert on a kill on towards Jisa. 2 for 1 at the hands of RRQ HOSHI.
Ooh, but a turret top. Val going in.
Man, Val is already trying to deal damage. R7 being the frontliner here. Oh, R7 once more. Turtle has been claimed, but Suelo takes a lot of damage, and there you go, a trade in the bush. Killing spree for Albert as a Rebellion trying to find something. They lost an objective in that Turtle, but I guess they're trying to do what he can, and there you go, Jisa. With practically a solo kill on towards Skylar. Rebellion saying, I don't care, I want the kill.
Yeah, 3-1-0. Jisa has been performing on this Fanny, but not enough to get that early lead. Still RRQ with the 1000. And this is the thing, RRQ, they rarely let go of this lead. They did in the second game. Clay flickering out.
Off Val here. Almost catching, but right now with the passive, and he activated. Val gets it out in the hands of Albert. RRQ showing a class, even taking down Beetle outside. Rebellion Zion trying to lose. There's a rhythm that they have. My oh my, they want the mid-side swale and towards Zion coming in, jumping in with the bouncing ball. Vin is the casualty. Albert trying to find compensation, targeting Swallow as well as Zion in the mid-side. Tyron taking a lot of damage with that Tyrant Wage, and as well Flicker would not be able to amount to anything. RRQ still strong with 4. Vin is the only casualty, Arashi.
Well, this is what is going on, right? Whenever Rebellion Zion is able to get the pick off instantly, RRQ HOSHI has no counterplay. But if they're able to survive the initial burst, they can actually mount a good counter engage. You can see instantly from the itemization. Dominance Ice onto R7, Vin with the Athena shield as well. But boom! Jisa goes in.
Boom, bang, bada bing. A killing spree for Jisa. And my oh my, Fanny with a fun 5-1-0 status. Man, more initiative bot side. Biro and as well as Jisa. Albert needs to be careful using the shadow kill just to clear the way. But the chase bait, Albert gets shut down in the bot side. A mega kill for Jisa. My oh my, Rebellion Zion not messing around here in game number 3.
This is crazy. Rebellion are playing at a very fast pace here. Again, 7-8. There's so many kills in just 7 minutes. And B-roll has had such a good impact. That's going to be tier 1 turrets on both of these side lanes taken away already for Rebellion, Arashi.
Right, and now there's a proactive move from R7 now. It might pay dividends, we'll have to see.
Tyrant's Rage pops. Dyron will not be able to escape. Beatrix claiming that kill. Oh, Jisa comes in. The suppressor comes through, but Jisa unstoppable. My oh my, this Fanny with the Festival of Blood is just claiming bloods everywhere, though RRQ might commit to a mid-side push, but still with the discipline, it will be 1 for 2. But man, what an escape from the side of Jisa.
Wow, that's a great play by Jisa. He did get hit by the Divine Judgment from Vin, but still able to actually survive in that situation. Maybe our RQ need to coordinate a bit better. This is why it's so difficult though. There's 2 great sources of damage on the side of Rebellion. There's always a great mix of physical damage and magical damage, right? Later on, it will be from the Lunox and the Aldous. Right now, it is between the Fanny and the Kadira. And itemization is going to be so difficult all the way until, I think, the 15-minute mark.
This is why I don't like the Hayabusa. Val and Suelo already with the concealed play. Albert with the knowledge. B-roll saving. Oh my god. Shadow kill claims Suelo in the backside, and right now, chase bait activated, not committed just yet, but Skylar is going to get taken down as Birul is next. And man, oh man, RRQ trying to bounce back, reclaiming their control. Rebellion Zion, 2 for 2.
This is insane. 11-11 right now, a 25, a 700 gold lead. I mean, for the side of RRQ. But it feels like Rebellion have been the ones with more map pressure on the board. They've been pushing in the waves and have been more disciplined so far. But RRQ, they need to get more on the board because Rebellion, they're slowly but surely scaling. Aldous, Lunox, they're going to get, more powerful as the minutes go by.
But on the other hand, we did mention that there's more backline presence in the side of RRQ Hoshi. So actually, considering there's a lot more tools on the side of Rebellion Zion, this is where they should be winning. They need to pressure early game with the Fanny as much as possible because later on, that damage will start falling off.
Tyron catches still. Tyron's rescuing that and Jisa with the connection. But oh my god! The damage is just too much for Jisa. 2 members down. It's double kill for R7.
What?
Chase Wade.
So deep.
My Albert gets also another kill as well. Activated his passive, Swalo doing what he can to take Vin down. Flicker saves his day. Swalo is next. 4 members down. RRQ Hoshi, the king, is back.
Just like you said, the front to back comes strong for RRQ. Rebellion Zion, they went for a fight, even though Birul and Val were in the bottom side. This is where the miscoordinations will start to happen. And just like we said about RRQ in Game 2, discipline is number 1. Rebellion, they're making too many mistakes here and getting overzealous, Arashi. That's a free Lord.
Lord now being slain by RRQ Hoshi, and with a front-to-back composition, the Lord is more important than ever. Now, the shoe is on the other foot. Looking now at the replay from that fight, Jisa goes in very aggressively, eager to make an impact, but he gets shut down because the crowd control, the burst coming in from RRQ. They are more proactive, but they do not have the huge gold advantage, so they can't brute force fights 5v5 like this. And so with Jisa out of the picture, the fight instantly shifts in favor of RRQ.
It looked so good until you realize that there were only 3 members there to follow up for Rebellion. Dyron again!
Okay, with the initiation, onward connects. Dyron still survived, but Albert with the flanks. Skylar gets Dyron. Lunox immediately backing away with the flicker. R7, they want more here. Now they look to press the mid turret, but take a look at the side lanes. Fanny as well as Aldous already clearing their lanes. Albert destroying the turret. Now RRQ with their offense, I feel like they need to back off because they need to be careful about the push coming from the collapse from the others from the side lanes.
They're collapsing that top side. Fanny needs to be careful here. Vin has the lockdown, but there you go. Still, Fanny gets out. They pick up 2 tier 2. So technically, Arashi, what do you think is more worth here? Mid lane for RRQ is still untouched, but they have been able to take down the tier 2 turrets on bottom and top.
Well, I think RRQ Hoshi, they really need to get more with that pick, but now, Val will be picked off.
Val is isolated. Albert will pick up the kill. And
Jisa.
Divine Judgment Flicker connects, but Jisa, some way, gets out of the way. And it will be only Val gets taken down. RRQ Hoshi as well as Rebellion Zion 12 minutes in. Still going strong.
I think if RRQ has the Lord on their side, they can actually force the members of Rebellion into a fight instead of adjusting and following the game plan of Rebellion, which is a split push, right? You do not want to play according to your opponents. You want to make the opponents play according to what you need. So with that Lord, I feel like they should have forced it. And even if there was a base race, essentially, I think RRQ has more than enough damage to just power through, especially with the Lord on their side.
Okay, and engage. Dyron already with the bouncing ball, trying to find something. Val. Oh, the rough waves does not connect. Oh, take a look at the re-engage. Albert gets a kill as Val. Dyron now will be next. Skylar is just deadly. 2 members down, 5 members up for inside of RRQ. Hoshi Aldous looks for a push top side. Now RRQ with 25 seconds on the clock for the Lord. What will they do next?
Rebellion are getting desperate. This is starting to look really bad, and again!
Oh my god, the engage. Divine Judgment connects. But fortunately enough, Fanny still survives. Now, with this somewhat of a pressure, a Rebellion Zion, what can they do?
They need to actually, again, force the split push issue because they have the mobility advantage. This is what RRQ need to be doing in game number 2 as well. They can split push in so many locations but only when the Lord isn't a factor. With the Lord available right now, RRQ has the potential to use this Lord to force the members of a rebellion to try and come over. Because if they get this Lord, it's going to be massive for RRQ, and it will stop the Splitters' potential from Rebellion Zion.
They're not managing the waves properly here. They have two people splitting, but the mid lane was not there. Jisa jumps in.
Uh-oh, Jisa wants a kill, gets Albert in the midst of it all. What a chaos! Chase connects onto his Vin. Vin will not be able to escape out. Never mind, Viral decides to flicker away. Val with the concealed play, Khadija. Oh, catches Skylar! But no, it is actually Val gets taken down. Suelo is next. It is going to be a 1-for-2 as RRQ Hoshi with the compensation as Rebellion Zion's showing their qualities. Fanny picks up the purple buff once again.
What's going on? There are fights literally every minute here. 21-12. This is a 33 kill game. Jisa keeps on jumping in.
Holy!
Somehow, he was actually able to assassinate Albert in that fight.
But now RRQ with the Lord, they can again push in and get the turret. And if they are all on the base with the Lord as well, there's no chance for Rebellion to go for the split push.
Lord is still strong. Rebellion already with 5 here. Mirko, thoughts?
7K goal lead, RRQ. They literally learned from game number 2. They noticed what went wrong in game number 2. We didn't take enough objectives, and now we're seeing that conversion come through. Now, with the goal lead that they have, they've managed to build up a huge item lead as well. Jisa caught.
Jisa right now needs to pick up a Divine Judgment's on time. Mega kill for Skylar. Thunder's Rage onwards too, but there is no follow-up damage. Darwin gets taken down in the hands of Kaja. Val tramming away with the help of Zuelo. 4 members down in the hands of Rebellion. RRQ looks for an end in here. Birul popping off Immortality, but it will be not enough as RRQ is just too much. Skylar and Alberts closing the series with a 2-1 victory. RRQ Hoshi is back.
Fights after fights after fights, but again, RRQ, they converted on the fights. They took something after every single win. Rebellion, they were so desperate in that game. They were so greedy as well. They see an opening and instantly they force it. That's the mistakes. Those were the mistakes that RRQ made in game 2. They made it here in game 3, and RRQ were quick to finish, quick to punish, and instantly that's a 2-1 very fast.
It's crazy because again the whole situation is that okay, Rebellion was able to actually do what to actually get the W in that second game, and so RRQ was like, okay, cool, my turn. They go with the same, essentially the same teamfight composition, and they go and play Rebellion's game in game number 2. They're able to trade 1-for-1, even though it looks on paper that Jisa was like 8-1. He was still very ahead, but he was supposed to be. So if they can drag it to the late game, that is where RRQ had the advantage. And we see that damage, man, in the late game.
The Heartbreak Rebellion. They are heartbroken. They fought hard in game number 2, as well as game number 3, but it seems like it is not enough. RRQ Hoshi still the better team in the series. Head up, King. Rebellion, what a play. RRQ Hoshi with the